Good morning. Once again, welcome on Monday, second week in Ordinary Time. Let us have a quick look at the passage from the Gospel of today, second chapter of Mark. One day when John's disciples and the Pharisees were fasting, some people came and said to Jesus, "Why is it that John's disciples and the disciples of the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not?" Jesus replied, "Surely the bridegroom's attendants would never think of fasting while the bridegroom is still with them. As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they could not think of fasting. But the time will come for the bridegroom to be taken away from them, and then, on that day, they will fast. No one sews a piece of unshrunken cloth to an old cloak. If he does, the patch pulls away from it, the new from the old, and the tear gets worse. And nobody puts new wine into old wineskins. If he does, the wine will burst the skins, and the wine is lost, and the skins too. No, new wine, fresh skins." The Gospel of the Lord. The first part of Gospel of Mark, as we said, was a structure on the calling of the disciples, and then with curings, certain events, miracles. So call of the four disciples, certain curings, then the call of Matthew, another set of curings. Today we have a writer going astray from the main scheme of the first chapters of Mark, and it is about this element of fasting and this requirement to be this newness in the attitude, to be open for new things. And we see that Mark, with different moments, calling the disciples, curing, we see that there was element of forgiveness of sins. There will be some moments when Mark will present us the power of Jesus over the nature. So we see that Jesus Christ is portrayed by Mark without any further comments as the one who has power over different realities of human life, of human health, of human soul, the forgiveness of sins that Jesus has power to remove. Then over nature, we see Jesus Christ as the one who is put as the one who is interpreting the Torah. So he putting himself as a priest, a high priest, a scribe. So little by little, in the Gospel of Mark, we see that Jesus Christ is presented to us as the one around whom we should, put our life, the decision, desires, goals, to be focused on Jesus Christ. We had that other passage and one of the videos recently about people were gathering around Jesus. There was this aspect of religious aspect. It was a word which was referring to synagogue. It was putting Jesus Christ as the center of religious gathering. So that was one little hint. Today is another hint. How Jesus Christ is the one who is more just a person, just wise teacher. He's much more than that. He's putting himself here as above the tradition of fasting. The Pharisees and the disciples of John, the disciples John of the Baptist, they are fasting. But here Jesus said that the bridegroom attendants cannot fast as far the bridegroom is with them, showing that he is in the center, that the criteria of our behavior in the context of this gospel about fasting, to fast or not to fast, that should be Jesus Christ, not human desires, not some kind of conviction because they always did that. No, to have this decision to do it because of Jesus Christ. To fast when Jesus said to fast, and to have feast when Jesus said to have feast. This was one of the complaints of Jesus towards his generation, was that when John the Baptist came with fasting and very ascetic life, they complained. When Jesus Christ came and to have feasts with sinners, they complained. They were always complaining, never satisfied. And Jesus Christ is maybe not directly in this passage, but is pointing out that, to obey him, to submit our life to his will, and to do what he asks us to do and when he asks us to do. So there is the time to fast, and there is time to have feast, to have celebration. And certainly that was in the tradition of the church very strong. First of all, that there is a very strict fast on the day when Jesus Christ is crucified, Good Friday. So it is the day when the Lord is taken away. Certainly, when there are different moments of difficulties in our lives, some challenges, some we could call maybe a crisis, then it is an invitation to fight with prayer, almsgiving, and fasting. So in the sense, if I discover that in my life there is no Jesus Christ, somehow I lost him, somehow maybe I was too much involved or in, for the earthly lives of the affairs, maybe money, for career, or whatever it might be, like somehow I lost that treasure, Jesus Christ, in my life. Then I am encouraged to fast from food, maybe to fast from TV, to fast from sleep, whatever, to really to see that when there is no Jesus Christ, then we fast, and when he is with us, we celebrate. So it is beautiful to see. For this reason, also many times we should remember not to be too penitential on Sundays or on feast days, because they are to be celebrated. Like Sunday is the day of resurrection, to have certain celebration within the family, at dinners, with some ice cream or whatever makes us make for us a day to be special. And then, of course, the last thought about this new wine skins, this openness really of mind and heart, that today might be a new day. So maybe the things what worked yesterday, today might not be as helpful as we wish. Maybe today is to find a new path. I mean, always having in front of us Jesus Christ, never losing Him. And then, because it's not that we can throw everything and I start new thing, totally new. No, it's not about it. Many people today, they wish to do that, to flash the thing of the past, to throw them to the bin, saying no, they don't want to do what the church says, what Bible says, inventing new rules, new things. It's not about it. To have the openness of mind and heart, but I mean with our eyes always on Jesus Christ. And then there are, one day I fast, another day I don't. One day I pray more, another day maybe I act with more with charity, being with the poor and needy. One day I need to be, I mean, maybe involved in many things, in surrounded by people. There are days when there is needed some solitude. There is a moment for public prayers and celebrations, but there's moment of silent prayer in home. There are different things, and that is needed discernment, but always to do what Jesus Christ asks us to do, not to follow some other standards or other criteria, but to have the Jesus Christ as center. Have a great day. God bless you.